Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our podcast where we speak about very important topics, which is our mind, our emotions, and our plans, and especially our internal development. Today, I want to share with you just a short thing that I saw in last days. You might be aware of it, or you may not. So, this is the reason why I decided to share it with you. Perhaps I will remind you about something that you know, but you may probably not remind yourself on a daily basis. So let's jump into it. What I wanted to tell you today is the very nice and positive fact, but we sometimes neglect it, and it is, you are a role model for many other people, and you might even not know about it. Oh, that's a huge thing. You probably look at yourself and think like, oh, I am so not enough and not good enough in this or that part or kind of job, or I am not good enough because I don't look the way I want, because I don't have the exact pounds I want, I don't have the right style, I don't communicate the way I want, I'm not so preferred by other people, and so on and so on. So you may have a very negative thoughts about your own personality, but the truth is that there are many people around you who really value you and who have completely different opinions about you. And even more, the people very often tend to remember what you tell them. And it's not only because of the information, it's also because the way you say it, or because you say this, it becomes even more important for them. And I'm not talking here just about, let's say, your children, because it comes like automatically that until some age, the parent, mother and father, they are like big role models for their children until they grow up a bit more and find some other role models. But it's a pretty important time in a childhood, of course. But I don't want to now speak about children. I want to remind you that you are a role model for a lot of people who may not even know you so closely. So perhaps some of your colleagues look at you and say, oh, she's great, or he is great, and he's humble, and he is very clever, or he's has all that time and he's so organized, or she is always so stylish, or she has never done a mistake because he's so polite, or he always knows what to do and how to solve any sort of problems. He has always an answer, even though anyone can barely think about a solution, he comes right with the answer. So this is something really important for you to know, for every one of us to know, and we should be proud of ourselves. And not only that, we should also take more care about what we say and how we act, because our actions in turn become an example for other people who think that we are so great in that or that sort of stuff. So our actions are really important, even though we may think that this is not important, or it's just a daily business and it's just a thing that needs to be done and I hope to skip it and go home. But even though there might be someone now, before, or even later who will look at what you've done or what you said and will see a great think a great person, or a happy and funny person, or someone who never takes anything seriously because just always knows what to do, or someone who is always who tries to be always equal to others and who treats everyone equally. It's also a big charm, a big sign of a character. So no matter what you do, and even if you take the stuff that you do like it's insignificant, it really is not. Maybe for you because you can have other priorities. But there might be always someone, and maybe more than one person, who thinks that what you do is not insignificant. The person may think that you do a great job, or that you perform greatly, that you know how to present yourself in a great way. Even though you are speaking about something unimportant, you present it in a perfect manner. And so people admire you, and they try to learn from you. You know, in the end of the day, we are all similar. We judge ourselves in a more negative way than it is needed. And we then look around, at other people, and try to find the right example, the right role model, how we think that we should act, like the other person, like he does. That's the perfect way. Why I can't be this way? Oh, she is always in time. She is always organized and prepared. Oh gosh, how can't I be this way? And now what happens? She becomes your role model, or he sets an example, a target for you that you want to achieve. That one person, that one colleague. Even though he does not know about it, he becomes an example for you, and now you think, oh, I want to do this in the same way. I want to be like this. I want to be as good as he is, or I want to be as good as she is. And trust me, it's also in the other way around. The way you think about other people, it's very similar to how they think about themselves and how they think about you. So the colleague that you think is great, he has probably many things, many worries or concerns about his own performance. But you think that he performs in a great way. But he thinks it's not good enough because he perhaps saw that someone else did it even in a better way, even faster. He created even more, or he earned even more money. So it's never enough. You see? It's the same. For you, it's never enough. You always want to be better. You always look automatically around yourself, trying to catch who does this better than you, and you try to model it. You try to copy, to do it even better, to improve yourself. It's kind of a DNA of humanity, or of all of us. We try to perform better in the areas that we think that are important for us. So we always try to be better. And the same way how we look at the people around us and we copy them, the same way they act, just as we do. So they look at us and they say, oh, they are so good at this. And then they go and they copy what we do. They try to do it just the way we did, because they hope that if they do so, they will be as good as we are. You know, it's a funny circle, and it's also funny that we are not aware of this, or most of the time we are not aware of this, but it's happening on a daily basis. You look at her, she looks at you, and you see the great things and great stuff about her, and you very often just see only negatives about you, but she does the same. She saw only negatives about her and looks at you and says, wow, how she does it, it's so great. I wanted to do the same way. And it's so funny because if we would, I guess at least, that if we could talk about it more often, we would really have a good time, because we would probably laugh a long time if we knew how other people are thinking about us and how we perceive them. It would really be, I think, for both parties, a very big and very funny discovery. So let me conclude this short podcast. Don't forget that you are an example or a role model for many other people. Even though you think, no, I am not. Yes, you are. You probably don't see when or in what areas, but they see it. So don't forget about it. Next time, even when you will do something small, something unimportant for you or for your goals. But keep in mind that probably this unimportant thing might be a huge stuff in the eyes of another person. So act the way to show him or her a great example that he or she could benefit from. Thank you so much for listening today, and I hope to meet you here next time. Be great examples. Have a good day.